it up. Little darling, steer it up. It's Breakfast with Bob.
Macho Man. We are brought to you by HOKA, One, Polar, Halo, Neuroscience, Velofix. Today's plan, Normatec Four Seasons Resort Hualalai, where we'll be holding our championship edition on Sunday. Triathlete magazine, and we are beautiful. Huggo's on the rocks. Our next guest, sixth place last year. Susie Cheetham, how you doing, Susie?
I'm good. It's great to be back.
How long have you been in town?
A couple of weeks. Yeah.
Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah. I need that time. I mean, that journey from the UK is pretty insane.
That's a long way.
It's a long way.
It's a long way.
Yeah.
So finishing sixth last year, did you surprise yourself?
No. I'd finished sixth before.
Right.
The first time I came sixth was a bit of a breakthrough race. Then I was injured the following year. And then I came back with a few demons to slay after being injured the previous year. So it was really, for me, it was sort of
redemption.
Putting myself back in there. And, I think I solidly did that. In a way, there was some things that, looking back on the race, I've gone away for a year and worked on them, and hopefully I can improve on that and not be stuck on sixth position.
What have you done? Like between last year and this year, what did you feel you needed to work on?
Yeah, so one of the things that I know that I've made improvements on is the bike. I think last time I spoke to you, I was talking about how I'd started working with a new bike coach.
Yes.
But it was sort of 5 months in, and I had improved, but those improvements took their toll on my running, and I actually didn't have a very good run when I came here last year. And I think that was partly because the sessions that I was doing on the bike
were wearing you out too much.
Were wearing me out for the run, and I wasn't able to do what I had been doing in the run.
Right.
And I think as time's gone on and I've managed to absorb that training better on the bike, I've got used to it, I've adapted to it. I've been able to do the other disciplines better and with better quality. So I'm hoping that I've come back a stronger athlete, and I can nail that back end of the run better.
A lot of athletes, they get to sixth place here because how deep the field is, and they go, oh my God, I'm just so happy that I got sixth.
Yeah.
That's not you. I mean,
don't get me wrong.
You're happy with sixth, but you know that there's more there.
I know there's more there, and I think if you speak to, I'm sure most athletes, there's always something. No one has a perfect race here.
Ever.
And, like the 5 girls ahead of me may have had worse days. I don't know. No one has a perfect race, and I'm no different in that respect. You just want it to go as seamlessly as possible. And that's what you work on for the year, to try and come back and have as seamless race as possible.
So what race have you had that was about as seamless as it could be?
I actually had a really good race in South Africa at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I came second, so I didn't win it, but Lucy Charles beat me. I was much closer to her than I was in Kona last year. And I think she had a good race. I mean, she said she had a good race, and I think that was probably my best race to date, actually. I was happy with that. It's never going to be seamless, but everything was solid across the day. There was no major problems, and it's just it was a good race.
It's interesting when you talk to Lucy. She spent this year sort of narrowing the gap, on Daniela.
Yeah,
I came off the bike with her.
Yeah.
She ran 3 minutes faster than me rather than 8 minutes faster than me.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you look at, these are people finished in front of me in Kona, and I feel like I'm getting closer to this person. Of course, then you got new people, Annie Hall coming in.
Absolutely. There's obviously, like you say, there's the unknowns. But even in the race, it's there are lots of races within the race.
Yes.
And, I mean, you talk about Lucy. I mean, for her to improve now, she has to win it.
That's the thing, right? Yeah.
For me, I think, I've come sixth twice. My next goal, if I can get on the podium, I'll be very happy. And I think that's a feasible goal for me.
No question.
I'm not, I'm British in my, I try to be realistic, and, a win would be great. But I think if I can get on the podium, which is definitely possible, I wouldn't say it as a Brit,
right?
If I didn't think so. And you know, that's the goal for me. And yeah.
What I love about this race is when I look at, you know, from 6th through 11th place, right? There could be a minute and a half separating the racing that happens from going into the energy lab, coming out. And back in the day, positions were pretty well established. So unless somebody really blew up, there weren't a lot of position changes. But there was a lot of racing going on in the back half of that marathon last year. How do you prepare for that?
Funnily enough, I actually call the back end, the last hour of the race, I call my happy hour.
The last happy of the race is your happy hour.
So
I don't think there's many other people who call that their happy hour. Maybe their unhappiest hour.
Yeah, but it's especially in Kona, I think it's the place where, like you say, it's so much changes.
You could have a crappy race mentally, and then all of a sudden you get to that last hour and you can make up 10 places.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I raced here in 2015, I ran from, I think, 17th to 6th.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a great run. Like, it wasn't amazing.
But you weren't dying.
I was solid at the end, and, you know, that made a difference. And I made sure that I could get to that point in the race in as good form as possible. I think you want to be able to get to the top of Palani on the run, not feeling like
I can't make it from here.
I've got to go all the way down the Queen K, even further this year.
Yeah.
And then back again. So yeah.
That's cool. And do you find that the thing here is obviously the competition is ridiculous, right? Every other race, 3, 4, 5 people have to worry about. Here it's 35.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the women who are here feel that they can be top 10. Nobody's training through this, getting ready for Arizona or Florida.
No.
Everybody's here.
Makes it special.
Don't you think?
That's what motivates me for Kona. The fact that you can't finish a race and someone turns around and says, you know, I'm training for a race in 4 weeks. You know, it's like, well, no one here is training for a race in 4 weeks. This is the race to be in shape for. And if you're not, that's your own fault. You
Absolutely.
know? So there's no excuses. It's just this is it.
Can you win this race?
Like I said to you, I think I can. But for me, during the race, I set myself goals. I'm not stupid enough to think that I'm going to come out with Lucy Charles in the water. So I am going to be working my way through the race. I know that. And for me, I set myself goals within the race. So, you know, it might be on the Queen K to, even if it's not considering myself against the rest of the races, to nail my nutrition or to do something. I'll have goals within the race that might be to cycle up to somebody or, you know, by this point, you know, I don't want to have been overtaken by somebody else. And, you know, if I can get to the run and know who's ahead of me, and, you know, it's not saying that, say, Daniela or Lucy is leading the race. I wouldn't be necessarily going, that's where I need to be now. You know, it's like I'll be working to somebody else that's in the top 4, top 5. And then once I get there, then I'll push on. But, you know, I think when you start trying to make huge leaps and bounds forward through the field, I think that's when things probably go a little bit pear-shaped.
So if you drawn on that happy hour in other races where you go, okay, other people will probably start to crumble, but this is my happy hour. This is my time.
That's it. Yeah, that's where I try to be. And it doesn't always work out, but I think, as you know, the run's probably my strongest discipline, and so it falls into my favor for that. Right. So I think the tougher the run is, the better for me. Well, this is a pretty tough run, so it's going to be pretty good. Yes. Well, happy hour. Have a round of applause for Susie Cheetham.
It's Aloha Monday, 5 days to race day. It's Breakfast with Bob.
And man, Poncho Man. And that is a wrap from here at Huggo's on the Rocks for day one of Breakfast with Bob. Thank you all for being here. Hope you had a good time. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. See ya.